I want to share a story with you about a kid, a student who grew up in Kid City and then Stuco here at Community, who's found a place of belonging. The student probably had, I would say, more hurdles to belonging than most kids. But a Stuco leader from our Lemont campus, Nick Fiddick, decided to help him find his place in the tribe. And this remarkable, beautiful story emerged. And here's the story about Sam in Nick's own words. Let me just read this to you. He says, "The first time I saw Sam, he sat in his wheelchair at the back of the church. Sam has cerebral palsy and needs constant care and attention. Literally bound to his wheelchair, Sam eats through a feeding tube and doesn't have the strength to hold himself up. We were gearing up for Blast, our winter student conference, and making a big push for all of our students to go. Well, Sam kept coming to mind. And I thought to myself, he's 15. He should have the same chance to go to this life-changing event as every other student. Well, I caught Sam's mom, Gretchen, off guard when I asked her if Sam could go to Blast. She didn't know. She'd have to talk with her husband. Well, after praying and talking, they decided to ask Sam if he wanted to go to Blast. Sam cannot communicate verbally. He answers questions through movements or gestures, turning his head one way for yes and another way for no. So Gretchen asked Sam if he knew about Blast. Sam motioned yes. She then asked him if he wanted to go to Blast. His response was an energetic, almost whole-body shift, rolling out of his chair, emphatic yes, he wanted to go to Blast. At Blast, Sam hung out in the room with other high school guys. He sat in on small groups. He joined the guys for meals. He enjoyed time in the water park. He was connecting and a part of the gang. During worship, Sam would wear special glasses to block the lights to avoid seizures and wore earplugs because of his sensitivity to the noise. He sat in his chair and observed, occasionally grunting or groaning in response to something he heard from the stage. In the last worship session, something special happened. Students were challenged to take a stand for Jesus. Literally take a stand.
I don't want to live an ordinary life. I want to live an extraordinary life. Here's the reality of this chair. You don't sit in this chair. You got to take a stand.
Nearly everyone made their way toward the stage and began to stand, hands raised, celebrating God. During one of the songs, I scanned our Lemont section to see if anyone was standing or sitting alone. And I spotted Sam. Sam was standing. He was standing. Sam had been rustling and noticeably vocal, and his mother asked him if he wanted to get out of his chair. Motion that he did, Sam used the strength of just one leg to hold himself up, his mother standing with him as a spotter. And there he stood with all the other students at Blast. He could only hold himself up for a few moments, but he did it. And for the first time in 15 years of life, Sam stood up. He stood up to celebrate God. The Friday after Blast, we held our first student community celebration service back in Lemont. Sam came, and Gretchen shared their story with the students. For the first time, Sam was not sitting in the back, hidden from the group. He came to the front as his mom shared the story, and it was just amazing. But then Nick writes, but that's not where the story ends. Leading up to a March baptism celebration, we talked a lot about the meaning of going public with one's faith in baptism. As we talked about it, Sam got very loud and seemed kind of agitated. Gretchen tried to calm him so he wouldn't be a distraction to others. But Gretchen, his mom, figured out Sam was vocal when we talked about baptism for a reason. She asked Sam if he wanted to be baptized. And again, he responded with a yes. So last March 2nd, Sam was baptized by his parents during our 25th anniversary celebration. Sam's school bus driver and husband came to Community just to see Sam get baptized. After the service, his bus driver sent Gretchen the following message, writing these words: I was so moved by Sam's commitment to God. It has renewed my faith in so many ways. I hadn't realized how empty I felt till that morning when I felt God fill me back up. You'll see me a lot more often at church. Sam has been my path back to God, and I can't tell you how much your son has done for me and my husband. Sam contributed to the mission of helping people find their way back to God.